We were just talking to Davonte. Aaron obviously hasn't gone the way you guys had hoped since he came over here. Just how disappointed are you that you did get this chance with him and just hasn't resulted in wins necessarily?
No, I mean, that part sucks, but the fact that I get to sit next to my best friend in the league every single day is the best. You know, he's a fantastic guy. I hope that there's guys that have watched him go about his business and seen what a professional he is and taken some of that with them as they move forward in their careers. You know, there's a lot of people whose futures are uncertain, his, you know, just like mine. But hopefully there's some things that we've done here, the way we practice, the way we communicate, the guys can take with them moving forward because he's a consummate professional.
Do you ever think, like, there's a lot going on in the focus stuff. Do you ever think that this could be your last fight with him too? Something like that?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I felt like that back in 21. Kind of knew there was that ahead, and yeah, it's part of it. But him and I are close friends off the field, and we'll be close friends when our time is done playing, and when we're both done playing too.
You said yesterday you want to play all 17 games, that's important to you. Can you just expand on why that's important to you when you haven't played in many games? I think in your career it's maybe 3 games that when your team's out of the playoffs. Why would you want to keep doing that?
Because that's what you do when you're a professional. And the most important ability you can have is availability, which I wasn't available last year. So I'd love to play the games. I love playing football. I'm hyper competitive, and I'd love to be out there with the guys.
And there's a stat about you that's gotten popular on the broadcasts and with some of us, but no 300-yard games.
Yeah.
I'm sure you've seen that places. Is that illustrative of anything to you, or, I mean, how do you view that stat?
Stats can be skewed both positively and negatively. It's a weird one for sure. Love to get rid of that one. But there's a lot of stats that I've been on the right side of. That one is not one of my favorites for sure.
You said yesterday you want to finish off the right way. What does that mean to you?
On my feet. Yeah, that's the right way. On my feet. Yeah.
Aaron, there's been a lot of talk this year about you physically, like it's whether it's the knee, the ankle, and it's how it's impacted. Like the health is why maybe the play hasn't been necessarily what you guys thought. In what ways has it worked? Like, what have you been held back or prevented from being able to do because of some of the health?
Listen, if I'm out there, I feel good enough to play, so I don't use that as an excuse. So I'm not even going to touch that because that's not my mindset. I'm a hyper competitive person who, if I'm out on the field, I expect to play well. So I don't have any excuses. If I'm out there, it's because I think I can get the job done.
The touchdown you threw to Davonte on Sunday, was that a sort of an improvise at the line of scrimmage? Because it kind of looked like the main you guys doing something.
I mean, there was a run play called, but there was also a little bubble to the right with Garrett and a fade to the left. It was a play, we could have came back to. We wanted to, we just didn't get a chance to because everybody was open. Just based on the matchup that we had, I felt like Tay had a good matchup for the fade. The run looked halfway decent, and the bubble to Garrett, if we would have called it back, I probably would have thrown it to Garrett, which would have been 6 or 7 at least. So.
Many times, I've heard you the last couple of weeks say many times, like, if you play, you want to play here. Has anybody...
I said this would be my first choice, yes.
Yeah, has anybody here, I don't even know who it would be since we don't know who the coach or GM is. Has anybody from here said, yes, we'd like you to play here?
A lot of people have, yeah. Not the people who are making those decisions. But there'll be a conversation at some point. And listen, if they say they want to move on, that's great, fantastic, But if they say they want me to play, then I'll consider it.
Davonte had said something like maybe you guys can change the vibes or prove something in these last 5 games. Could you look at this as an opportunity to maybe make your case to stay? I know it's kind of ridiculous given your resume, but
I think it is ridiculous, with all due respect. If they want me to stay, fantastic. If it takes these 5 games, maybe they don't know what I bring to the table. But that being said, I'd love to play really friggin' well the last 5 games.
Why do you think you guys you had a great start, you got to 21 points, and then you kind of stalled at 21. What happened from that point on offensively?
I missed a throw, then I threw a pick 6, and then we just we fumbled in the plus territory. We had a couple MAs, a couple penalties that hurt us. Kind of real questionable call on Davonte. There's a couple other plays in there, but yeah, that was kind of the main ones.
Maybe it's looking too much into it, Aaron. But when you're speaking now, when you're talking about playing, you don't sound like a guy. I know you're going to take your time and figure it out, but you don't sound like a guy who's done. You sound like a guy who wants to. I mean, is that accurate? Is that you don't seem like somebody ready to just hang it up.
Like I told Rich, I said I think so, and then I said, what did I say? I don't know. I'm not sure. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I just redid my house here in Jersey, so my goal was to play a few more years here. But we'll see. I'd like to be healthy. I'd like to end on my feet, and then I'd like to play well. And I'd like, to feel like I'm wanted back. If not, that's again. I will not be offended. I won't be upset. I'll be so thankful either way, whatever happens here. But I got to be healthy mentally, physically, and then there's got to be interest on both sides. And if that's not the case, then I'll look at other options. But first, I'll think about whether I actually want to play or not. But it usually takes a good month to get away from it, which I'll do the first month, and then see what happens.
Couple more. There was a player, and it might have been in the last series, near midfield. They subbed a defensive lineman really late. And it looked like after the play, you were upset that it wasn't recognized by somebody on the line maybe. Is that kind of an example when you talk about the details here, and you said the details are off sometimes? Did you guys have a chance there for something big with them having some that late sub and you didn't capitalize?
I mean, I think so. We were running outside zone to a 3-man line, and they were missing their 2 technique on the backside, or 3 technique. So seemed like we could have had a good situation there if we just go vertical on the front side and block that up. It should have been a 4 or 5 yard game, but instead I hand the ball off, and the backers, literally he's got to make them kind of miss to have a 1 or 2 yard gain. So, those are disappointing plays for sure.
Story.
Come on, yeah, that's a good one.
Is what it is, and it's a cold day out like it is today. Where are you getting your motivation to go out and practice and try to get better to finish strong?
Deep inside. A lot of pride in playing. I love football. I don't need a lot of motivation, from the outside world or inspiration. I wake up. I love what I'm doing. I'm grateful to still be playing, and I want to go out and compete and light up the defense every day.
Got any Netflix recommendations?
Mine was going to be a hard-hitting question. What's the story behind the face painting? The Netflix thing.
That was the Yamanawe tribe on the last night. Yeah, they painted all of our faces. So I don't know if there's any special they gave me, meaning they didn't tell me. But
Just looked kind of nice.
yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks, everyone.